Yo, this is your boy Ringo back again with a new video. What I'm doing is basically giving you a hands-on example of how I'm building my acoustic cloud for my studio. I'm currently in the process of building bass straps and more acoustic treatments for my studio using Owen Cornering 703 material to absorb sound frequencies. What we have here is a frame that I put together using 2x4 studs. These are the type of studs you use for framing walls. Normally some people would use 2x4 oak or pine board, which is a little more expensive and it's practically lighter than this material. But since this is cheaply or a cheaper material, I decided to go with regular studs because they're cheaper to get. And since I am good at building things and a carpenter by trade, I can work with this. What we see here on the top is circles that I made in this board. The purpose for making circles in this frame is to allow sound frequencies to travel through the holes into the absorption material. And the more holes you make, the better quality absorption you'll get, not only from the front, but also from the sides. Also, being that this material is at least 1.5 inches thick, by me making these circles, I'm also cutting down on the weight of this frame, especially being that I'm gonna hang it in the studio. So as you can see, I'm using this particular circle hole bit right here to make these holes. So the first thing I do is, because a lot of people may not need this particular tip, but being that I don't have a high quality drill, I'm using a basic standard drill that you would use for drilling things in the wall, making holes and certain things. This is a standard drill. If you're going to be making holes, you would want to use a heavy duty drill that have more than 12, probably more than 8 amps. Something that's high quality, has high torque, and it can really rip through these holes. I'm talking about the type of drill, I think it's called a hammer drill, I'm not sure, but it has a hammer, like a handle on the side, which allows you to really get through holes quickly. That's the type of drill you should use when you're making holes. But being that I don't have that kind of drill, which give me that heavy duty power and torque, this is only a 7 amp drill. So what I'm doing is I make these pre-holes by making the circle like this. Put the drill here. Hole. Now, once you have this circle, the next thing I do is take a regular drill bit like this, put it on the saw, and you get right in and you make holes around it. Because being that this is not a high-tech drill, this is a basic standard drill, you could get this probably for like 20 to 30 bucks. I don't know how much I paid for this, probably 40, I'm not sure. But it's a standard drill. And then again, my wireless drill is not of that quality to make these holes. So what you would want to do is get yourself a high-tech drill, or you could just use this technique that I'm doing. Now let me finish this up and then I'll do the rest and show you. Okay, now that we got that, take off this particular drill bit here, lay that down there, and the purpose for doing this, making these pre-holes, is so that I can make the circle easier. So we drill through like this. basically you just do that until you get all of those pre-drill holes, and then when you put on the circle bit on the drill, it'll cut right through and it'll make you those circles nice and easy. By the way, I'm using my GoPro HD camera. Normally I would have my main HD camera set up, but why set up a large HD camera where it's going to be getting a bunch of dust all in it when you can set up a wireless camera which can record easily. So if you're into like doing videos showing either you're cooking, doing woodworking, bike riding, car driving, whatever it is, and you need a wireless camera, I highly recommend a GoPro HD camera, or you could get a Bio POV HD camera. Both companies make excellent cameras. It all depends on your application of what you're using it for. As you can see, I got all the holes made. You can see that's pretty good. So like I said, if you have a high-tech power drill with, you know, good torque, then you don't need to go through this. So to all of you extremists, please note that I don't have that drill. So if I have the drill, you don't have to do that. You don't have to make pre-holes, you don't have to do anything. You just drill through. But for those of you who have a regular standard drill in your house and you're drilling through this thickness of studded wood, then you're gonna need to make pre-holes, because this type of drill cannot get all the way through there in one shot. It's not gonna happen. The drill is gonna fight, and it's gonna stop up on you. See, now it goes through easily. See? That's it. Now to get this thing out of this, you would use a regular screwdriver and just pop that out like that. As you can see, I made a lot of circles. You have all this mess down here. So continue doing that until you got all the holes cut. And I'm going to show you how I put this together with the 703 and the fabric. So in case you have a studio and you want to build your own bass traps, your own acoustic treatments, this is the way to go. You understand? This is the way to go. You know, most people, they'll go buy the standard acoustic treatments in these stores, like from companies that sell the foam material. In some cases it may help you, like for high frequencies, but when it comes down to controlling bass frequencies, you're better off making your own stuff. Normally, if you buy the type of stuff that I'm building, it's gonna cost you an arm and a leg. And if you got the money to burn, then hey, go out and buy it. But if you're a handyman, and you're into carpentry, construction, and you're very good with tools, then I suggest you build your own. It might take a little time, but there's a lot of fun when you're building your own stuff and you see your work pay off, and you did it. Normally I would be in my studio room doing this, but since I had fixed it, laid down carpet, did all this work, I don't want all this dust all over the place. So I decided to come in here and get this thing done. So what I'm gonna do now, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm gonna just continue doing this. And when I finish and I get done, I'm gonna take you through the process of how I install the 703, fabric wrap everything, hook it all up, hang it up on the ceiling. So let's go into that next scene. With the magic of film, we just snap our finger and we're in the next scene.
Yo, this is your boy Ringo back again with a new video. What we're doing now is I'm putting together another bass trap, and I want to take you through this process. I'm recording this with my Vio POV HD camera. I noticed that this camera have better quality than the GoPro, so I'm using this. As you can see, I got my bass traps all up. And also keep in mind that the room might look a little weird on this camera because I have like a fisheye type view that's very wide. But yeah, I'm gonna put together this bass trap for you so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. And if you also notice in the video, I shared that my other drill died. So I had to go get me a new drill, which is this quality DeWalt drill. This is the DWD-115. I actually like this drill. It has a nice grip. The weight is balanced. It has variable speed. You can control it like low speed. It's very good, and it has high powered torque. It's very, very, very good drill. I like this. So my Black & Decker drill died. I actually was gonna buy another Black & Decker drill, but I just decided, let me just get me something that costs a little more so that I can have something that will last down the years and all of that other stuff, because the type of work I do, I don't necessarily need a high quality drill, just something basic to do holes and other things. But having a better drill than the Black & Decker will get me through many more projects. without worry of a damaged drill. So again, the purpose for these holes is to create something for the 703 to lean on. You don't necessarily have to use screws. If you want, you can use some nails. You can just jam some nails in there, you know, with those pre-drill holes. You can do that. I just prefer to just put some screws in there. It's like real fast. I don't really feel like hearing no banging. So it's all up to you. And yeah, I know I'm moving kind of slow. I know, I understand. But the point is, I want to take my time because I'm trying to make a video and I'm trying to work. And normally, I don't like talking when I'm working. But for the sake of everyone out there who may be interested in making their own bass traps for their recording studio, I think it's a good idea to give you something that you can see so that you can kind of get motivated to do your own thing. We'll make a few more holes. Let me get that drill bit. I don't know where I put it. All right, here we go. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm doing. You know, if I'm not doing these videos, I'm here working on this studio, getting everything cracking so I could do this music. So right now we have frame is done, we have the nails in place, the screws. One other thing that I do when I use screws is I take tape and I kind of just put around the screw, because what happened is when you're putting the 703 on this, remember these screws have like a sharp edges, and you don't want the 703 just getting cut through, because eventually it'll mess up the 703 by putting a lot of cut marks in it, and it may cut all the way through with the pressure from when you have to tighten the fabric. So I put some masking tape. You could put any kind of tape over it, and really to tell you the truth, all of this is really not even necessary to do, so you don't necessarily have to follow my way. It's all about, you know, what works for you. You know, just have fun doing what you do. That's about it. There's no real perfect way of doing this. Like I said, you can use nails, you can use screws, you can use brackets. Some people go the bracket way. They use stuff like this. They use stuff like these things. These brackets, L-shaped brackets, they would use stuff like this. And these stuff cost about 50 cents a piece. So if you want to buy something 50 cents a piece and waste your money, it's all up to you. So we got the frame taken care of. Everything looks good. So now let's get this 703 up in there. So everything is being done live for you to watch. Let's take the frame, move this thing down. And again, the room would appear like it's small and tiny, because like you look at my hand and you think, dang, where in the world he had a mouse box? Actually, it's very large here. This is sort of like a fisheye type lens. It's very wide angle, so it gives this appearance like, you know, something is very small when it's not. So now right here we have the 703. Let me put on my gloves because I cannot stand this stuff. This stuff get on your skin. Tell you, man, it is no joke. So I'm holding one hand with the camera. So we got the 703 here, and now I'm gonna try to put this thing down and then take these gloves off and fit it in properly. Matter of fact, let me just get down here and do this thing right before I mess something up. Okay, this is a 4-inch bass trap, which is, we have two 2x4 panel of 703. We put it together and just lay it in here, and that's it. I think I may need to cut. I don't think I need to cut this thing. I should have put one at a time. Kind of rushing. Again, make sure you have on some gloves when you're touching this stuff. You don't want this stuff all over your hands. So you see, it fits right in, nice and neat on the nails. You just press it down and it goes in nice and smooth. When you're doing bass traps, you want to have at least 4 inches to 6 inches thickness for your panels. 2-inch panels are good for the mid and high frequencies, but when you're trying to deal with low frequency, you want to have 4-inch traps. So make sure that your bass traps are 4 inches thickness. Now over here I have my fabric. This is called Classic Soft Felt, 72 inches. I bought the whole 20 yards. This is some good stuff. So if you need fabric, you know, look for that stuff and you'll be in business. Let's take the fabric, wrap this thing like this, just throw it over. Good to go. So now you have to make sure that you have your staple gun, because you want to make sure that you do a nice tight work here, tight seam. Make sure everything is good. That side look like it's longer. Okay, that looks good. Hope this video inspire you people out there who are doing your music, got your studio going, and you need some acoustic treatments. Your best bet, like I said, is building your own bass traps. Now if you want to go waste all your money in the stores buying all of that foam stuff, go ahead and waste your money. I'm telling you from experience, because I waste mine. I've been buying foam for years, and I tell you, it's very expensive, and you're not going to get the quality you're looking for. The foam stuff may tame high frequencies, flutter, echo, and other minor problems in the mid frequencies, but it does nothing for the bass. Nothing, absolutely nothing. So yeah, 703, or you could use rock wool. I prefer 703. It's easier to work with. So as you can see, we got fabric on. I'm kind of smoothing it out. Make sure everything is good. So now let me put down this camera. Before I do that, let me grab my staple gun. Okay. What I'm gonna do now is lift up the trap, like so. As you can see at the bottom of it. So now let me start stapling this together, and then we'll get this thing done. To hire somebody to film these videos while I'm working. Yeah, right. I'll do it myself. Now, what you want to do is flip her around. Press her back down. Being very careful not to make the good side of the fabric get any of that fiberglass on, because then you'll ruin the whole thing. And now you got to start all over again. Let me put this thing in my pocket because I need both hands. Yeah, so I have a couple of more base straps to build. I have to build those another time, but I got a few more. What I'm gonna do is the doors of this studio, I'm gonna take the doors and fabric wrap the doors like how I'm doing now. In other words, rather than just having the door plain, I'm gonna fabric wrap the door with 4 inches of 703 and cover it with felt material. That way my doors in the room will be one giant base trap, which will be excellent. So now what you do is you pull the felt so that's like a nice tight seam, and you pull it around, and then you staple it. This is one of the main purposes of having a frame, is so that you can do this, so that your trap look as professional as possible. People will think you went and spent a fortune You ain't spend nothing. I mean, it costs you money to buy the materials and stuff, don't get me wrong. A lot of people, they want to build these traps and they can't find all of the necessary material. I mean, they have a lot of websites online that sell like the material you need. I bought my material at a store called Metro Supply. I'm not sure if you can see that good. Metro Supply Company. That's a Metro Supply. Yeah, Metro Supply Company. If you look them up, they have a store out here in the city, Long Island City, and they have affordable prices for 703. I think it's like around $7.45 or something like that for one sheet of 2-inch 703. So you're looking at around probably like $45 a box. That's excellent compared to what you would spend online. Online, they want to charge you like, man, an arm and a leg, and then on top of that, you got to spend like another $40 or some odd dollars on shipping charges. So by the time you buy one box, you know, that could have been another box. So it really doesn't pay to buy it online. So if you live in New York, you know, you're from Brooklyn, whatever, call this particular store. Their phone number is 718-383-0117, and ask for John. John hooked me up. He's good people. Check them out. That's MSC, Metro Supply Company. Somebody say, you promoting them, Ringo. That's not right. Let me tell you something. If you're a good company and I think you're doing something good, and I know it can help somebody else, I don't have a problem recommending people to where I go. It's just simple as that. You know, they out in my area, so it's all good. So shout out to John. He actually helped me and my wife get to the store, because we were driving around and we got lost because their store is like hidden in some location in the boondocks. It's just crazy. It's like it was hard to find. We ended up paying a toll, and we didn't even have to pay the toll. So we ended up calling him back and forth, and he guided us, you know, where we had to go and stuff like that. We eventually got there. So, because that was my first time going to a store. I actually didn't know that they sell 703 out here. I did my research, found their store. I actually saw a YouTube video, and I was like, what? They're right out here. And then we flew down there, man. So anytime I need 703, I know where to go. So to all you studio heads, I already gave you the information. So go support, tell all your friends, and do what you gotta do to get your material. Don't go waste all your money on all that foam stuff. Now, if you want the foam stuff, then hey, waste your money. But think about it. You're spending almost $400 for foam when you can get a box of 12 2-inch 703 for around $90. We're talking 12 sheets of this material here. $90, and then on top of that, all you gotta do is go down to your local fabric shop and pick up some fabric, and you make your own acoustic frames. You in business, man. So again, don't be a fool. Spend your money wisely, man. Buy the good stuff, and you don't have to worry about spending a fortune on a bunch of foam that ain't gonna do you good. Trust me, I've been there, I've done that. I know what I'm talking about. I spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on foam that eventually dies. The foam starts shedding, it loses its color. I mean, I like Arolex products, their foam stuff. I like their stuff. But at the same time, in my experience with their product, I noticed that their prices went up very high. They used to sell a box of, I think it was a box of 12 2x4 2-inch panel pyramid foam for about $199. I'm serious, I kid you not. Now they double the price to like $3.99. I'm like, these people, you know, I don't know, it must be pretty hard. Business is probably not going good, but those prices, man, those prices made me look for alternatives, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I still have the original Arolex bass traps. You can see them up there. I still have them. They're pretty good, but like I said, they only cover mid-range frequencies. That's not what you want to focus on. You want to deal with the bass. So if you're looking to improve the bass response in your studio, make sure you're building 4-inch thick or 6-inch thick bass traps and straddle them around the corners of your studio, like all on the top, like how I got this one up here. You do something like that, and in the corners, and that will give you the results you need. The more bass traps you put in, the better. So it's all up to you. Some people don't want to lose any space in their room. I don't really care about all that. I just want results. So as you can see, bass trap is looking good. When you're doing these corners, it's pretty easy. Just fold this like so. Put a staple down there. Then you fold this back like this. And you get a nice seam. I don't know if you can see that real good, but what I'm doing, because this is a very weird video, but I'm very creative in what I do. So what I'm doing is taking a photo so that you can get an idea of the quality of this. So as you can see this, I'm taking a photo of it, and we're going to snap right now. So as you can see on the screen, that's the quality of how it looked through my eye. Looks pretty good, right? Let me take another one here so you can get the idea of this. So you can see how that is. Because sometimes, like I said, with the camera, and I'm doing everything live while I'm doing it, so that stuff probably look wild on YouTube. But with the Vio POV-HD camera, they have like a fisheye effect. So you're not seeing what I'm seeing in front of me. To you, it'll look one way, but to me, it's totally different. So as you can see how the trap look? Nice and smooth corners, everything looks good. 4 inches thick. This is a bad boy right here. Okay, so now bass trap is looking good. Everything is nice. So that's about it, people. Everything is nice. Like I said, this is how I'm doing these things. You can follow the same steps. You don't have to do it the exact same way. You can do it your way. Just have fun doing what you're doing. And, you know, do what you do, man. Do your music and be smart. Spend your money wise. build your own. And that's about it. These things are pretty easy to build if you have basic carpentry skills. As you can see, that looks pretty nice. I should take a shot of this. Let's see. Let me get my camera. What are you taking pictures for? It don't make no sense. Makes a lot of sense for me. This is what I like doing. Right? So you can see the quality. So as I'm taking these shots, you're going to see the picture appear on YouTube. This is so that you can see how it looks from my eyes and the quality of the camera. Let me put this camera down now. Finish up the last bit of this project. I'm still thinking about how I'm going to deal with the back wall of the room. I was thinking about installing or building 6-inch bass traps or diffusion. I'm not sure what I'm going to go with. They have this material in Home Depot. I'm not sure exactly what the name is off the top of my head, but it's made out of that material you get when you buy like a TV or something. It's like this foamy white material. I'm not sure if it's called PVC or something with a P. The name of it should be on the screen by now, because after all, through technology, I can go home, go on my computer and find out and give you the information. And that's what I did. So now it's on the screen. You can see photos of what I'm talking about. There it go right there. And that material, with that material, I can create original or, not nothing too expensive and fancy by using wood, but it's a cheap material and it'll allow me to create diffusers for the studio, which is a good thing. So I was thinking about doing that. They have that material at Home Depot. You can get like I think it's a 12-foot by 4-foot or 5-foot panel, and it's thick. It's like about 2 inches and change. I can buy that, chop it up with my saw into nice pieces, and then make them at different levels and create a diffuser and diffuse the entire back wall. That was something I was doing. I was thinking about, like, the entire back wall, all over here, the entire wall. I was thinking about doing a diffuser with a door, because a door is supposed to go here. When I need air, I just open the door and the AC will freeze the room. But you need a door to seal it so that it's tight. But I was thinking about putting diffusers on the whole back of the room. If I don't do that, then there will be either 4-inch or 6-inch bass trap on the whole thing. I'm still deciding on what I'm going to do there, but for now I'll just stick to what I'm doing. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, studio files, producers, whoever you are, here is the bass trap. Now if I can, let me put it here. Try to lean it. I don't know if it'll lean good, but that's about it. Let me take a couple of shots of this so you can get an idea of what's going on. Let's look at this through my lens. Okay, my hand was in front of the flash. As you can see, this fabric looked pretty good. Take another one. So yeah, let me get one more at a wide angle setting. I took that one without flash. Let's do that again. Okay, that should be better. So yeah, those are the bass traps that I just finished doing. Right in your face. You saw it with your own eyes. So I'm gonna go clean up this mess and go ahead and build up another one, because I have more to do. So yeah, that's a 4-inch thick bass trap. This thing is going to take care of all kinds of bass frequency. And also, let me also add like all the excess that you see here, all of this stuff, all of that I'm gonna cut. So that's not gonna stay there. You know, you would cut all of that stuff. Like if I take this particular scissors here, matter of fact, might as well show you, since I got you here anyway, right? I mean, you waited this long, might as well just show you what I'm doing completely. I'm not gonna show you everything, but I'll show you how to take off this excess. You just go like this. Make sure you're using a sharp scissors. And you just cut. They don't have to be perfect. Nobody is behind here. So you don't have to worry about flawless cutting. I'm sure some of you do. I know I'm sort of a perfectionist myself in my own right. But you don't necessarily have to have a perfect cut. You don't have to. But Ringo, you didn't do a perfect cut. I thought you were supposed to be blessed. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not always about, you know, everything got to be, you know, super perfect behind here. No, like I said, nobody is behind your panel looking at it. That's like making sure the inside of your closet is perfectly painted. So now, when it's like this, you can continue stapling to make sure that it's nice and neat. And that's about it. You're done. What I do when hanging these on the wall, because some people may not know, I take brackets like this, right? And what I do, I install it like so. You drive a nail, a screw in here, it would connect here. And what you want to do is produce a gap from your wall so that there's an air gap. Now, being that this is a 4-inch thick bass trap, you would want to have at least 4 inches off the wall. So I'm not going to use this. I'm going to buy something that is a little longer so that I'm able to have this trap at least 4 inches off the wall. So if you look at this, it should be like right around there. I'm not sure if you can see that good. Hold on a second. Let me put this over here, because I believe in detail. Most people are not like me when it comes to detail. I'm very, very detail orientated. When I'm showing people stuff, I don't like to play games. I like to show you what I'm talking about. So I'm putting this thing on the wall, away from the wall, and I'm going to take a shot with my camera so that you can see how it actually should look from the wall. Well, that's a little too close. Wait. Right there should be good. Wait a minute. Give me a second. Trying to get this camera focused. Let me see now. I should be able to work. All right. If you look at that shot that's on the screen, the bass trap should be about that distance or a little bit more closer to the wall. Maybe I'm away a little bit too far, but you should get the idea. You don't necessarily have to have it 4 inches off the wall. That's what they say. They recommend that you do that, but you actually don't really need it 4 inches. You can probably go with 2 inches because that's a lot of space real estate from your room you'll be losing. So I would just go with 2 inches. So maybe it should be somewhere around like this. Let me see. Probably like that. So if you look at that picture, it could be like that far from the wall. Just make sure that you have it on some good brackets. You put a bracket here, here, and then on the bottom, and you put it in the room like halfway in the middle of the room. The bass trap should be up in the middle. You can also build these traps where it goes from floor to ceiling, and you should be good to go with that. So that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoy. I'll be having another video where I take you on a tour of the entire studio to show you every single thing that I've done. There's a lot of work that I still have to do. I'm not sure if you can see this well, but I have a cloud up here that I've built. This is an acoustic cloud, pretty nice. I hope that it looks good in the camera, but I'll have a lot of photos and other things for you to see to kind of get you motivated, do what you do, and that's about it. So thanks for taking the time to view, and with that said, I'm out. Peace.